Hey everybody, Tim from Redfoot Dreams. Today I have with me a very special guest. He is the founding member of this whole channel, Franklin Portis the Redfoot Tortoise, aka Frankie P, the magic spell in a shell. Franklin Portis! There he is, folks. Franklin Portis. Oh, look at him. Look at him. Now, I don't think that he should be in the bright lights all that much. So we're just gonna say hello a little bit, right? And then, oh yes, mwah. Love this tortoise to death. But now we're gonna put him away from the bright lights, okay? All right, today we're gonna be talking about 5 things to know before you get your Redfoot tortoise. And yes, that is what you're gonna get because he is the best tortoise. And he's going to be a commitment for quite a long time. So you want to make sure that you've got the best tortoise. Here we go. All right, so these are in no particular order. They might be in order to you. They might be in a different order to me. But this is just 5 things that me and my wife have noticed over the course of having this little baby Redfoot. Number 1 is going to be the age. Okay, this thing, you're gonna have to put him in your will because this tortoise is gonna live, in captivity they say the numbers are between 50 and 90 years, right? So let's say you live 70 years, but you get him when you're 20 or 30. The tortoise is a lifetime commitment, right? So, and of course that's true with all tortoises, they live a long time, especially the big guys live really, really long. These Redfoots, they're not that long by tortoise standards, but it's going to be plenty long. Make sure your kids want a tortoise. Number 2 is going to be pyramiding. You might be familiar. Pyramiding is like a bone disease problem, kind of. And what happens is the shell jets out in big lumps, right? So each individual section of the shell will actually stick out, and you'll see that it looks like it looks spiky or something like that. You've seen the tortoises like that. Rather than a nice smooth shell, it'll be bumpy. It'll have big protrusions in each section of the shell. And so this is, not only does it not look good, but it can also be a health issue for the tortoise. I think when they have that, it can affect their lungs and some other things like that. So it's not very good. You don't want a tortoise pyramiding. A couple of ways to prevent that: make sure he's eating a good diet. So they say too much protein will cause pyramiding. Too much protein, I think a lot of that is the pellets, things like that. So you don't want to give them too much protein. They can have a little, but you don't want to give them too much. And then also humidity. So if the humidity isn't right, if they don't have enough humidity, they can pyramid. Now, you can see behind me the enclosure. It's got that greenhouse tarp thing over it, and that's just to make sure that we're keeping enough humidity in there, because when we first built that open tortoise table, we thought, how cool, it'll be open, we'll see them all the time. But we couldn't achieve the humidity level we wanted, and that humidity is going to be somewhere between 70 and 85, 90, anywhere in there. Basically just keep that humidity above 70 and you should be good to go. And so we are doing everything we can to make sure that this little guy's healthy and that he does not pyramid. And so that's why we have the somewhat ugly tarp on our somewhat beautiful enclosure. Number 3 is going to be their temperament. You all see the videos of the big tortoise running up to you and saying hello and all this stuff, and that's true, but those are the adult tortoises. The baby tortoises, when we're talking about a baby tortoise, they know that they're vulnerable to things. So the baby tortoise is more skittish. Now, skittish to a tortoise is not running around like crazy like it might be with a lizard or something like that. They just spend a lot of time in their hides, right? Make sure they have good hides. They're going to spend a lot of time staking things out from their hides. They'll come out, get a little food, whatever, and then zip back in the hide. Sometimes you'll get them exploring whatever for a day or two. But if they spend days at a time just kind of off in that hide, it's just because when they're babies, they're really comfortable being hidden. They feel more vulnerable. As they get bigger, that'll go away and they'll become big friendly dogs that you see in the videos. Number 4, and I did not know this is going to be how important their hydration is, especially when they're little babies. this guy has got to be hydrated quite well. So every day when they're babies, you're going to actually take them and put them in their water, because sometimes on their own they won't do it, and it's best for them while they're babies to put them in the water every day. So when when the lights come on and we start making food and all this stuff for the tortoise, we change his water, get him some nice warm water, put in there. He's got a dish big enough to get in. We put the warm water in there, and the first interaction we have with him is taking him out, you know, giving him his little shell scratches, whatever, and then we put him in his little warm water. He hydrates up. You can see he'll spend about 15 minutes in there. He'll hydrate up, he'll drink, he'll get it on his shell, he'll walk around a little bit in it, and then he's ready to go. He's ready to explore whatever. A bonus thing with that is, if you start to notice that they start looking a little ashy on their shell, it's just the same as you. When you get out of the shower and you don't use lotion or anything, you can get that dry skin and look a little bit pale or ashy or whatever. The tortoise will get that, and so it's nothing to worry about. But if you want that nice shiny shell and you want to make sure that he's staying hydrated and stuff, we'll take just a tiny bit of coconut oil and just put around on the shell, and then make sure we clean him off really, really good, because we don't want him to be oily. We just want him to be nice and hydrated. You can think of it like a little bit of tortoise lotion, right? So just a little bit of organic, pure coconut oil right on the shell. That's that, and we do that about once a week, and that just keeps him very healthy looking, very shiny, very nice. And so if it's something you want to do, you can do it. It's totally harmless. If you don't want to do it, he doesn't need it, but he does need that hydration. So make sure he's getting that hydration. And number 5, the 5th thing that you need to know before getting a Redfoot tortoise is they are the best tortoises. They're the best tortoises. We love our little guy. He's fantastic. Roll the beautiful tortoise footage. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching. As always, there's a lot of stuff on YouTube, and if you choose to watch us out of everybody else, we really appreciate that. Like, subscribe. We are just getting started. This is going to be your channel for all things reptilian. Okay, so stick with us, and we'll be coming out with something next week, so we'll see you then.